So, welcome to my train room, and this is just a short video. I think it's going to be a short video that I wasn't actually planning on recording today. So first of all, this was just an experiment over here. If you look at my last video when I did these ore cars, I also showed in that video how I made a couple of little inserts for these cars to be able to make them look like they have a load in them without actually filling them to the bottom with stuff. So I put them in there, and two of the cars that I had printed that had a flat bottom, I put those inserts in, and then I used some tacky glue just on top of that insert and sprinkled this black gravel that I bought from the dollar store. And then once that was in place, I just wetted it down with some isopropyl alcohol, and I have some diluted matte medium, the same mixture that I use for my ballast, and I soaked it with that. Once it dries and is secure, I'm thinking of taking these cars, pulling the masking tape off, and then taking them into the other room and kind of painting the top of the load with the airbrush just to make it look a little bit more like iron ore. Just add a little bit of reddish brown, kind of that whole oxide rust color to it. So that's the plan with those, but for now those just have to dry. And for Christmas I got a bandsaw. And so I just went out in the garage, and I wasn't planning on doing a video about this. I just went and fired up the bandsaw, grabbed a scrap piece of 1x2 pine and cut it up into a bunch of little blocks of wood. And if you look back at one of my older videos, I'll put the link up in the corner there. I did this before I did some loads like this, so I thought I'd go back and do some more now that I have a bandsaw for cutting them, rather than cutting them on the table saw and the miter saw, which was, well, an interesting experience. So this is what I've done so far today. These are just little blocks, and then I have these wraps that I just printed on the color printer, and I just cut them, put them on here, just using some good old white glue. Now, the final thing will be to put the banding on it. It took me a while to dig around, couldn't remember where I put this tiny little roll of 1/64 inch chart pack graphic tape. I think I got this on Amazon. If you look back at my older video, I think I talk about it. But it's very skinny little black tape, and works really well for that. So that's the idea. I'm going to be putting these loads together and then banding them and stuff like that to put on my cars, on my bulkhead flat car. So that's the idea. I was partway through doing this, and I thought, you know what, I probably should record a video because it's a while since I did it, and some people probably haven't even seen that one. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should do that. So basically what I do with these is I just end up cutting these strips. Let's go this way. Problem with being right-handed is you're right-handed and things only work one way very well. So these wrap graphics are available on Chris Vanderhyde's website, and I'll put a link in the this video description for it. And he has various wraps made for HO and N scale, if I remember correctly, and he also gives you the dimensions that the little blocks of wood need to be cut into for various size loads, so it's very helpful. And he just kind of makes it easy for the rest of us by doing that for us. So I really appreciate what he's done. So if you're looking to do something like this, just go take a look at Chris's website. He's got like a whole page talking about the different number loads, and he's got the graphics listed from what I remember by different time periods, eras, areas, things like that. So you can probably find something that's appropriate for what you're doing, or at least get an idea of what to do. Not quite sure how many of these I'll need. I think I'll just cut these 3 strips and show you what I end up doing. just the same thing over and over again. So I think what I will do is I'll just start by putting some blocks of wood on this and then showing how I do it, rather than making this a big, long, prolonged video. What I found is the easiest is I just put a little bit of glue on there and then put this on here, try to center it. Do the next one. And I try to guess at the right distance so that it will be kind of double what this is here. It doesn't have to be perfect, because if you've ever seen the wraps on lumber loads, they are far from being perfect. It took me a while actually to remember how I did this. Guess I could have gone back and looked at my old video of how I did it, but it's been a while since I've done it, and so when I started putting them on here, I was like, how did I do that again? Then I just take these and cut them about the midpoint between them. The extra off of this one. And then what I found is I just cut the ends like this. And you'll see in a minute why I do it. Now, just I put a little bit of bead of glue there, a little piece on the end, another drop on the end there, and like that. Then I fold the side up. It goes like that. Fold the other end. Then I can start folding the ends. It looks like it's shifted on me. Yeah. Okay, that's better. And I just kind of squeeze it into place. It ends up all looking wrinkly like a regular lumber load should. There we have a wrapped load of lumber ready to go on a train car. So I am going to finish up the rest of these blocks. It won't take me long, but I'm not going to force you to watch all of it. And then I will, once the kind of glue's dried on them a little bit, I am going to start getting them set up to be a load on a train car. Okay, it's a couple of days later here. I've been busy with a few other things, but the glue dried on these, brought them in and did some airbrushing on them with a mixture of some black and some brown paint. Just some Tamiya acrylics, just very diluted paint and just sprayed some on the top to give it a bit of a brownish tinge to make it look maybe a little bit more iron ore-like. So got a couple of cars with loads in them. I think they look okay, so I'll have to put those on the layout. And I started taking the lumber loads and trying to put them in the car and glue them together. And that's what I've done in the past, but I found that I was having a hard time keeping the loads all nice and straight. And well, they're very light pieces of wood and they wouldn't totally sit level, and it just didn't look right, and I wasn't happy with it. So what I did instead was measure the length of this car and then went onto the computer and designed basically a jig for creating the loads in Blender, and 3D printed the jig. So just using a bar clamp like this, piece of aluminum angle, and that's just because it won't bend, whereas this plastic piece that I printed will bend. And so I printed this, it's just flat on one side, on the other side there's 3 ribs on here. The reason I did that is so that when I put it down here, I don't have a big flat surface area for any glue to stick to. So it's just going to hit these and it won't really get stuck. So I just put that on here and clamp it down. And then what I did was I built up the load on here upside down, put my lifts of lumber on here, put little cross pieces in, glued them in, and just each layer I'd put this on top, clamp it down as you saw in there, and to make sure they're nice and flat. And so now the glue's not completely dry, so I don't want to put it on the car yet. And actually I need to put the banding on with this chart pack graphic tape. But what I do have here now is a single load like this. I guess I could put it on the car, I just don't want to leave it there because there are some little dampish spots, but I can put that on the car right now. I have a removable lumber load. So, and I think that's, once I get the banding on, I'm going to see how it looks, but this works really nicely now because I've got a jig for doing it. I don't end up getting glue on my car. It fits nicely and just clamps it nice and tight. So yeah, that's what I came up with this jig. So at this point, I will start putting some of this tape on here to simulate the bands that hold the lifts together. Now this tape is very thin, and so it's actually hard to find the end of it sometimes.